You know that voice in your head?
Some kind of abstraction, but there is no real me.
Come on, you know the voice that I'm talking about. Whatever you're thinking right now, that is the voice that I'm talking about. We all have it. You ever said, I've got too much going on in my head right now, or my mind's all over the place? These are all effects of that voice. I'm Kamil Ravin, and in this video, we're gonna unlock the secrets that'll help you to master the voice in your head, rather than let it be a master over you. And keep watching till the end, because this can save you a lifetime of pain. Now, you might be thinking, there's no voice in my head that is a master over me, and I get that. If someone told me this in the past, I may have felt similar or even called them crazy. But that voice comes in many forms. If you ever doubted yourself, felt insecure, angry, or woke up in the morning and talked yourself out of going to the gym, even though you're working on making that change, again, this is due to the voice. Some people call this the inner critic, the monkey mind, the ego. Again, it has many names, but every human being has it. So why is this important? It's important because if we aren't aware of this, that voice can run our entire life without us ever realizing what happened. It's a bit like having a puppet master, but the puppet doesn't know who's pulling the strings. That's a bit scary if you're not aware of it. There is a great quote about these two young fish swimming along, and they happen to meet an older fish swimming the other way, who nods at them and says, "Morning, boys, how's the water?" And the two young fish swim on for a bit, and then eventually one of them looks over at the other fish and goes, "What the hell is water?" The difference with the older fish is that he is aware of what he is swimming in, whereas the younger fish aren't. Now, I've been talking about this voice a lot, but I'm gonna make this really simple. This voice is simply thoughts. Whatever thoughts we are having in the moment is the voice that I'm referring to. And just like the older fish, if we are aware that we're having an experience made of thinking, we can begin to notice it. And you might notice that I'm referring to this voice as a separate entity, because that voice, those thoughts, they're not who we are. If we can notice and observe our thoughts, they can't be who we are, because who is the one noticing? There is a space of awareness, of consciousness that our thoughts occupy, but most of the time we go about our lives just allowing our thoughts to run the show. Can you relate to that? Have you ever felt like your biggest dreams weren't achievable for you? Have you ever wanted a fitter body but couldn't quite get yourself to the gym? Have you ever acted out in a relationship and then made things worse and regretted it? This voice in our head impacts our entire life on this planet, and I really want to emphasize that this is the foundation of our entire human experience. So how do we change this? From my experience, it's about changing our relationship to that voice. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's say you went to a magician, all right, and this magician did some tricks. You are unlikely to genuinely believe that they performed magic because you know that it's a trick. Hence, you don't take it too seriously. You may laugh, you may be in amazement, but you wouldn't actually believe it. It is similar with this voice. It's a bit like a little trickster that we have in our mind, and the less seriously we take it, the less power it has over us. That is what it means to change our relationship to that voice. The less meaning we give it, the less importance, the less analysis, and the less judgment, the less of an impact that voice has on us. And the key is to begin noticing and catching it. As soon as you start noticing it more, it creates a separation between you and that voice. Now, this voice can still be met with compassion and understanding, but it doesn't need to be believed, and that's the game changer. From this place, we start to live with more agency, and we stop limiting and holding ourselves back. We start to see that those puppet strings don't actually have the power, and we can choose to act differently. Do you see what I'm getting at? This is what opens the door to living a truly empowered life. So to bring this all together, we are not the voice in our head. Those thoughts are just like clouds passing through, an illusion that isn't as real as it seems. And we are the eternal blue sky behind those clouds. Thank you so much for watching this. I would love to hear what you got from this video. Tell me more about what's helped you to navigate that little voice in your head. And if you found value in this, please give this a like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. I love you all.